Testing. Okay, we should now have audio. I must apologise for the lack of commentary for this first half. We've had some glitches in the system. It's been a bit of a rush to get this sorted today after some issues with the rain, and we've got a big setup here. It takes a lot of time and effort to put this one in put this together. So hopefully we are now live with commentary. So that means that you should be able to hear myself and my co-commentator Erin State. Erin, we got there in the end.
Yeah, finally.
we have actually been commentating for the whole game. Yeah. It just means that you haven't been able to hear it.
It's very interesting if you wanted to know. Don't worry, guys.
Oh yeah, we've been having a great time. So, short update. The score sits at Truro 20, SGS 14. Been a tight game so far for both sides. Both sides playing pretty well at the moment as we get started for the kickoff. But again, apologies if you've had a lack of commentary. We've just been trying to sort some audio issues. We're working with a whole new system at the moment. So we are just getting there. So out for what looks to be a line-out here for SGS. So apologies again for the lack of commentary, but we are with you now as Will Papp tries to force his way through that Truro defensive line. Malachi Humphreys now doing really well to make up that ground. Played excellently last week against Carlton Newman. Malachi obviously getting a try over the line as well in that massive win, 67-5. Not quite there this week, but plenty of time to get back into this game. Only a converted try away from retaking the lead as SGF do really well, working their way through the phases, making up some good ground. There goes Kean Symes offloading the ball to Zach Radforth, keeping hold of it well, doing well not to get pushed down. And Reece James offloads again to Malachi Humphreys, who pushes it wide to Joachim Huller. Again over to Finn Fluck, who doesn't quite manage to complete that pass. However, the referee looks to have called a penalty to SGS. We're there. We now have two working cameras. We have working commentary, so we should have all systems go for you. So we will bring you updates on the second half lineup for you. We are probably having about 5 or 6 minutes left of this first half. With the score currently standing at SGS Ace 14, Truro Ace 10. But a chance here for SGS to get some points back on the board. It was really important just before that half-time break, isn't it, Erin?
Yes, I think SGS really need to wake up now. They seem to have little moments where they realise maybe we need to kick this into gear when Truro get ahead. So let's hope they get that into their heads now. Yeah,
absolutely. As that penalty goes over. So that will put the score at 20-17 in Truro's favour. Well kicked over there by Regan Halsey, who had a fantastic game last week. Is the Ace League's top scorer after 2 tries last week, as well as 9 kicks. And time now for Truro to get the game restarted. So just a reminder, we are 20-17 to Truro at the Wise Arena here at SGS College. Both teams having their fair share of chances, you'd say, probably, wouldn't you, Erin?
Yeah, I think it has been pretty equal, even though the score may not say that. I do think both teams have showed skills in different areas.
Yeah, SGS famously strong in the forward line, especially in the scrums and the mauling this season. It's something that they've really worked on over the summer break, and we've seen that today for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I think both teams have shown great defensive skills, especially SGS. Truro have got close to the line within the 5 metres many times, but that has been stayed alive by Truro, which is
looked like it could have been forward. which the referee
Has
might
been.
I think so. Yeah,
Oh.
nice try,
Yeah.
but actually quite handy for SGS now, as they will have the put in at the scrum.
That would have been very good from Truro if they was able to keep it live. That is
Yeah,
a difficult
indeed.
thing to do.
So just before we get rid of this scrum, I will very quickly run you through the starting lineup for SGS, seeing as we didn't miss it, but you did, considering we thought we were going live. So in the scrum, front row, Malachi Humphreys, Taylor Coles and Finn Fluck. Into the second row, Ryan Wyborn and Joachim Huller doing well so far today. Sam Morris, Connor McKinney and Will Papp at number 8 complete that scrum. Moving on to the backs. It's Reece James at scrum half, Kean Symes at fly half, Kobe Matthews out on the wing, Ethan Williams and Joe Edwards are your centres for today. Zach Radforth over on the other side and Regan Hulsey at fullback. SGS doing very well here to keep the ball in possession, as Ryan Wyborn tries to force his way through, well rucked over by not Joachim Huller, Sam Morris. And doing well, working through the phases here, trying to make up that ground, which isn't coming for them just yet, is it, Erin?
No, they are passing it through to the forwards who are going through, hitting hard tackles, but they are passing it through the backs now. They've had a rethink on that.
Oh, brilliant play there by Ethan Williams, wasn't it?
They are making amazing ground.
They are. Ethan Williams doing fantastically well there to offload to Kobe Matthews, who hasn't quite managed to find that ground, but Esh has managed to keep hold of the ball. A lovely spin from Ethan Williams there, one of our Bristol Bears under-18s players in the side, one of our many Bristol Bears Academy and under-18s players playing today. There goes Keane Symes trying to kick out wide, but unfortunately that kick hasn't quite gone their way.
Yes, I believe 10 of the starting squad are from playing for SGS Academy right now.
Yeah, fantastic pedigree in the starting lineup at the moment. You're completely right, Erin. And a real mix of experience as well. We've got first, second and third years at the college playing with us and doing really well so far. We, at SGS Wise Arena, you can get involved in the Rugby Academy if that's something that you're interested in doing. I'll just tell you a little bit about our offering here as Regan Hulsey lines up for this penalty. We have an open evening tonight at 5:30 if you would like to attend and learn a bit more about the Rugby Academy and the academic side of our offering here at SGS College. We have a taster day on the 30th of October, which you can find out a little bit more on social media. That's SGS_college_rugby. We will try and find out if that penalty went over for you. I think we've just missed that flag with our camera angle, and that looks to be half time. So at half time, with the score at 2017, we are going to have a short break, and then we've got some half time analysis with you for coming from some of our sports media students. So we will be back with you in just 30 seconds. Okay, so thank you for joining us for that first half. We believe that kick did go over from Regan Hulsey. So the scores going into the second half are 20-all, a really cagey game here at SGS College. High scoring, but both teams doing really well to play their hearts out. So as I was just saying, we have lots of offerings here at the college, which you can find out at our rugby open evening tonight, if you wish. We've also got an open day on the 30th of October. And you can find out more information about that on social media. So that's at SGS_college_rugby. We are at a great location here at our Wires Arena, right next to Bristol Parkway and Filton Abbey Wood stations. You can travel in. We have students travelling in from Wales, Gloucestershire, Somerset, Bath, all to come in and play their rugby, and a fantastic pedigree of students currently plying their trade at Bristol Bears Academy and other academies in the country. So we are going to hand over to a couple of our sports media students. Dan Coggan is sat with co-commentator Erin State right now, and they're going to talk a little bit about that first half.
Hello, welcome to the SGS Rugby Halftime Show. Got a very tight affair going on, an exciting game, 20 points apiece. Truro getting off to a quick start, catching SGS off guard with their first try, but clawed it back since, and we've had a neck-and-neck game all the way. What are your thoughts on it, Erin, so far?
I think it's been great for SGS and Truro. Truro have shown a lot of skills in this first half, but SGS have seemed to pick it up after Truro have scored and sort of get their ass into gear. And they've caught up, maybe in not ways that they have hoped to, with the penalty try and 2 penalties at the end of the first half, but they're keeping up with Truro.
And what are your thoughts on the performance of Kobe Matthews? Obviously, opening up with the first try of the game, the Messi of SGS College. He's had some brilliant performances tonight, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think he's been great. It's been an interesting game previously for him. He's shown a lot of skills, so I'd like to see more from him for the second half.
And what are your key points for SGS moving forward in this game? How can they start to pull away?
I think they need to continue using their backs. Their backs have shown a lot of skills, especially in the last 5 minutes of that first half, because they can pull away. The forwards, obviously, they're very strong. I know, I am a forward myself, but the backs have pulled away and they know what they're doing, so they need to put their trust in them a little bit more. But yeah.
So trusting the team, focusing on the precedent that they've already set, and just keeping that energy moving forward into the second half?
Absolutely. I think they have shown that in the first half, but they need to bond together. There will be a few more subs in the second half, with people like Darius bringing in, obviously more forwards, but bringing their backs in more to the game. I think we need to see more of them.
Oh. Thank you, Erin, and we'll pass you back for the second half now. Enjoy the game.
Okay, thank you very much, guys, for giving us some of that fantastic half-time analysis. I'll give Erin a moment to just come back over and join me, so I'll entertain you for the time being. So, an interesting half. We've had news that the final penalty from Regan Halsey didn't actually go over the post, so the score stays at 17-20 at the moment to Truro as SGS head over to get this game started. And that's dropped backwards, so no penalisation there for the Truro players. And looks like they're just preparing for a kick. If you're just joining us here, thank you for joining us for the second half. Apologies for the slight technical glitches in the first half. We didn't have commentary for some of that half, despite Erin and I cracking on with commentary. We had a good time. Yeah. But SGS getting this game started now. Looks like we've had a few replacements. Darius Kakachi coming on. Great scrummaging ability, great carrying. They called him the bowling ball here at the college.
I think he's just shown why he's called that.
Exactly. An excellent start to that first half from Darius. We actually don't have the corresponding numbers for the replacements, so we're going to have to you're going to have to bear with us with names. We may not have the names of every single player on the pitch. It looks like we've had 3 or 4 replacements coming on. Well rucked over there by that was Joe Edwards. Big Joe Edwards, his second start of the ACE campaign after coming back from injury. So we're going to pull our camera away from that just to allow the player to get some treatment there. Right, let's have a bit of a recap of where we're at so far. So the score currently stands at 2017 to Truro. A really tight game so far, Erin, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think it has been very balanced. Everyone, I don't think the scoreline really shows how even it has been as a game. And I think SGS don't realise how hard they need to work for this one now.
Yeah, it's been quite a tight affair. Which I completely agree. I think the scoreline doesn't quite match it. You would say on balance that maybe SGS have just edged it, but again, it's a scoreline that matters at the end of the day. So that really doesn't matter. What we'll do is we'll take you through some of the information on the rugby academy here at the college while one of our SGS players is down for some treatment, and we hope that player is doing okay. So our rugby offering here is linked with the Bristol Bears Academy. And we're very lucky to have really strong links with our academy systems and professional clubs across Bristol, which is something that a lot of students benefit from every year. I think 10 of our starting lineup here were included in the Bristol Bears Academy or the under-18s team and have had experience with them in the past.
Yes.
We've got an open evening this evening, which you can come to join us at 5:30, and we are back in play. But yes, an open evening tonight if you want to come and join us, and if you can't make that, then we have a taster day on the 30th of October, and you can find out more information on social media on our Instagram page at SGS_college_rugby. Back to it, Erin.
Yeah, SGS seem to be straight back on it. Passing it back through.
Yeah, another very solid scrum. So it looks like Reece James has been taken off over half time, and we're into the second half. So as you said, plenty of replacements in this second half. I believe Evan Russell has come on for Reece James at scrum half. Recent England under-18s camp, and another of our Bristol Bears under-18s players. And we know that Dan, the director of rugby here at SGS College, is really hoping for him to come off the bench and open the game up. And I'm sure that is something that he will do. So, heading into a line out here with the score at 2017 to SGS College. The maul is called, and this was one of SGS's real strengths last week, in that 67-5 mauling of Cardinal Newman. But they continue to push through, doing really well to make their way over to the line. The ball looks to be not quite out the back yet, and that's... Has that gone over? No, hasn't quite gone over. No, held up. Unfortunate there for Malachi Humphreys, who just had the ball held up by the Truro defence. But again, another showing for that impressive mauling from SGS College.
Yeah, very strong maul from them, pushing that far. Truro did seem to have a lot of defence in that. However, SGS just seemed too strong until the very last second. However, they have got the ball now. It's been kicked by our number 15.
Indeed, yeah. Kicked well and caught well by Kobe Matthews. The SGS Messi, they call him. Does well to dance through his defenders in front of him. And has made some good ground here. Offloads it to Ethan Williams, number 12 for SGS. Out of the ruck by Evan Russell. And offloaded out to forwards here. Again, Evan Russell on top of that, and doing well to move that out wide, where there is a man over. Regan Holsey pushes it out wide to, I believe, Zach Radforth, who jinks inside, manages to make up some more ground. SGS finding their shape well. Joachim Huller here doing well to keep hold of that ball and avoid turnover. But again, Evan Russell brings that out, and that is going to be called for what I expect is offside. And a sin bin there. Yellow card. First yellow card of the game for one of the Truro replacements.
Yep. That is not what they would want with one of their subs. straight after half time.
Yeah, absolutely not. That's going to be a tough 10 minutes for Truro now to hold on. And what has been such a tight affair where every man has made the difference, going down to 14 is going to make that a difficult next 10 minutes or so for Truro, isn't it, Erin?
Yeah, SGS really need to use this to their advantage now, especially with the try line in touching distance for them. They can taste it.
Absolutely, yeah. This is a real opportunity for them now to find that extra gap, which will have been created now as the clouds threaten to open up. It looks like it's almost about to start raining here for a wet day at SGS College. We've managed to avoid the most of it for the game. It actually gave us a bit of a downpour before the game kicked off, but yeah, it's not looking very promising out there at the moment. As SGS prepare for the put-in at this scrum.
Who knows? Rain makes rugby fun sometimes. They may want it. But Truro, we definitely want it right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Slippy balls, more scrums, but SGS have been good in the scrums, so they may be looking forward to that as well.
So it looks like we've just trying to figure out who we've had coming in for replacements. It looks like potentially Captain Aled Evans is on from the bench in the blue scrum cap, number 20 there, we believe. And then at the base of the scrum, we've at number 8, we've got Ned Hill, who's a first year here at the college. Another Bristol Bears under-18s player, made 5 clean line breaks off the bench last week, so we can see why he's going to be one of the impact players here as Kean Symes moves his way forward, manages to offload, and that is Ethan Williams over the try line to add another 5 to SGS's score and put them ahead in this game. Doing really well to find the space there.
Yeah, he glided over the try line there. That was graceful.
He did indeed. Yes, that was really well played. Kean Symes doing well there to bring the ball out, make some ground, and just managed to offload the pass before the ball is taken from him. So yes, excellently done there. Ethan Williams getting more points on the board. And we will see if Regan Hulsey can follow this up with the conversion. But that makes things a little bit more comfortable for SGS, doesn't it, Erin?
Yeah. I hope they don't relax a bit more now. They still need to keep that pressure on Truro because they will be catching up with them. They will be right on their tail as soon as they can.
Absolutely. Let's see what Regan Hulsey can do from this conversion. He's done well with his kicking so far this season. He's the ACE League's top scorer at the moment. That unfortunately did. Yes. Yeah, it started out. No, didn't.
Oh.
It looked like the person behind the post put their flags up, but we've had confirmation from our people on the ground that didn't go over. Unfortunately, yeah, started quite wide out left, so hasn't quite managed to curve back in. So the score remains at 22 SGS, 20 Truro. And that's caught well there by SGS. That makes it quite a different game now, doesn't it, Erin? Especially with those just a couple of points ahead.
Oh, absolutely. However, that was an amazing kick from Truro there, making it all the way back to SGS's 20. And they will be hoping to make this scrum push them back at least to the 5, maybe.
Yeah, I mean,
hopefully, if they can really push.
Yeah, well, we've got some good replacements in this scrum in this second half. We've got Ned Hill at the base, first year, number 8, Bristol Bears under-18. We've had Captain Aled Evans, we believe, come on, and he will be looking to carry on from good performance last week where he had 2 tries and a real leader's performance in that defence for SGS. We've also had Darius Kakachi come in at number 3 into that front row. Known as the bowling ball, fantastic carrying and scrummaging ability, so we're looking forward to seeing what he can do as well, as the referee just pulls that scrum back up. Just a reminder, if you are just joining us, that Truro are currently down to 14 men after having number 23, one of their replacements, Simbind, for it looked like what was just a blatant offside. It maybe have just been an accumulation of other fouls as well.
Yeah. Which was not working in Truro's favour because now SGS did use that to their advantage.
Yeah, they did. And wow, look at that. I mean, SGS looked to be that. I mean, I'm not quite sure what the referee saw too wrong with that. You might know better than I do, Erin.
Don't quite know what that call was.
No. It looks to just be an incredibly strong scrum, but
yeah. We'll go with that.
yeah, referee's decision. So they kick for touch, looking to get points back on the board and force themselves in front in this game. But yes, SGS holding strong for the time being. So if you are just joining us, the score sits at 22-22 SGS ACE1 here at the Wise Arena. And we've had some fantastic rugby on show so far. SGS in really strong form, coming off the back of 2 wins against Hartpury and Cardinal Newman over the last 2 weeks, as the Truro Mall threatens to break into the few metres before the try line, and they are going to get this over. But can the ball be put down? It can indeed. Truro making a good decision from that penalty to kick for touch and force that way over the line. A tough break for SGS, who've typically been very fantastic in the Mall over the last couple of weeks. But again, Erin, we haven't had much time to breathe.
No, that Mall was just too good for SGS to hold back. Well, at the start, I thought SGS had it, but then Truro just seemed to kick off their feet, and they did not stop. Yeah,
absolutely. That's a tough break, but that puts Truro at 25-22 ahead with a kick to come. Tough conditions for kicking today. It's quite breezy out there, and again very cloudy, looking like the rain potentially might threaten to break through for the second part of this second half. So we'll see if Truro kicking can make the most of this conversion opportunity. Big old kick over the post, and that looks to have been waved over. Yes. So the score sits at 22-27 to Truro, with still some time left to go in this second half. So we'll look to be probably about 10 minutes into the second half at the moment, as SGS prepare for the restart. But seems like I've said this quite a lot in the second half, Erin, but different game now for SGS. They have to think attack-mindedly.
Yeah. Don't know what happened during that Mall. They just seemed to switch off for a little bit there.
Yeah, it didn't seem to quite get the players around that they needed to, did they? Which, again, Truro taking them by surprise, much like that first try, with just very quick thinking just to get that over the line. But, SGS maybe just switched off very slightly. But that will go back for a scrum into the middle, into the halfway line, after the kickoff was put out of play.
I don't think they'll let this scrum go easily. They have been very good in the scrums, so we will see.
They have indeed, yes. So thank you for joining us if you are watching live or catching up, because this will be available on the SGS Sport YouTube channel after we finish the game here today. We are at 27-22 for Truro in this ACE League game. The stream today is brought to you by students, sports media students across both level 3s and our degree programme. So we're really happy that they've managed to get involved. And this is something that if you would like to study sports media, that you can do at the college. We now have information on our website for you. And we will be starting and opening applications very soon. In terms of the rugby side of things, if you'd like to play rugby alongside your academics here, we have an open evening tonight at 5:30, which you can come and join us for. We also have a taster day on the 30th of October. And there will be more information on that at SGS_college_rugby on Instagram. We're based at the Wise campus for our rugby provision, which is an excellent location near to the Filton Abbey Wood and Parkway train stations. We have students that travel in from Wales and Gloucester and Somerset and Bath to come and play their rugby and study here. So if that's something that you're interested in, you can come to the open evening tonight or keep an eye on our social channels for more information. But again, another Mall pushing their way forward. And this looks to have turned the tide a little bit here, Evan, haven't they? This is a real strength of Truro's in this second half.
Big surprise from Truro, but they have pulled it somehow from somewhere. They are bringing them down, SGS, and it is a penalty.
It looks to be a penalty. What was that for? Maybe coming in from the side. I'm not quite sure what the referee has called that for, but it looks like it will be a penalty here. Or a scrum. Again, a little bit of confusion about what the referee has called here.
Yeah, they may have chose that. I don't think they would have. Would have thought they would have kicked it out.
Maybe their morning has given them some confidence that they can just keep pushing that SGS scrum back. But it looks like we won't be too far away from Truro having their man in the sin bin back from his short suspension. So we will soon be back to 15 against 15. And here we go, preparing for the scrum. Evan Russell, the replacement here for SGS with the put in, hoping that SGS can hold firm, and they have done. Oh, and that's just knocked forward. Unfortunately, it looked to be Keane Symes who knocked that forward, which is a real shame. SGS just need to find their head again, don't they, Erin? They're just losing their concentration ever so slightly.
Yeah, they may be thinking of the numbers, the scorer line, and they may be getting a bit stressed. They may be getting a bit angry now, so they just need to take a deep breath, calm down a bit, maybe take a few seconds before the scrum.
Yeah, I mean, it's been all action, hasn't it? It's been hard to keep up with everything in this game here. Lots of scores going in left, right, and centre, but it looked like that maul just knocked the confidence of SGS for the Truro try. So they just need to, like we said, find their heads again, and the referee has pulled that up, and it looks like will be an SGS restart. But yeah, as you said, they just need to take a moment, use these moments where they can kick for touch, just take a minute to just compose themselves. Yeah,
regroup, pull the forwards, come in together, have a little talk, see what everyone else is thinking.
Absolutely.
But SGS's lineouts do seem to be good. They've got a lot of calls. Loads of different ideas that happen, such as that one. I've not seen that one before.
Yeah, very quick. No messing about there.
No.
Get it in, get it out, make up some ground.
Yeah.
And that's something that they are doing. Yeah. Oh no, and that looks like another knock on there. Something that SGS are struggling with over this last 5 minutes. Yeah. Is the referee going to call that?
I think.
It looks like the ball is on the ground. No, so maybe he hasn't spotted that or didn't think that was knocked on. Yeah. A really messy couple of seconds here. Yes. Ball very loose, and it looks like he has called in favour of Truro here, which it looks like they may potentially have another go at kicking for touch to put more points on the line. And if their last try was anything to go by, they might have made the right decision there. Yes.
I honestly thought they would have just gone for it.
Yeah, I mean, that would have put them more than a converted try away from them in points. So, but they seem confident enough in their mauling ability. There's no doubt that they're going to go for that again after that first try. And SGS will need to be careful that they don't get caught out again. Make sure they got enough men around them to challenge that maul this time around. But again, another complicated line out there, but that just doesn't stop moving, does it?
No, SGS. Oh, and it has collapsed.
Well played there by Captain Alan Evans, who's done well to stop that Truro forward moving his way over the line. Getting incredibly close here. The SGS forwards really doing well to hold up that play. Again, still not quite there. And the ball is being held up, pushed back there valiantly by the SGS forwards, doing fantastically well in the defence to keep them at bay. Moving it out wide now and moving it down that line out towards the wing where there is a man there, and he looks to have dropped that and knocked that on, and that will give SGS the breathing room that they need at the moment, won't it, Erin?
Yeah, he looked very upset with himself there. I would be.
Yeah.
That was...
Yeah, the momentum was with them. There was a man over, it looked like he was in, but unfortunately not for Truro. But SGS, as we said, will need that moment to just compose themselves. They feels like they need to just win a scrum, win them all, and that will give them the boost of confidence that they need.
They need something to give their confidence back. They seem to have put their head down a bit over the last 5-10 minutes.
Absolutely, yeah. And they as both teams have, they've played well. They've played incredibly well. They just need to get rid of the small mistakes. A few knock-ons here and there. Obviously, it is a slippery pitch. It's a loose ball, so it can be quite tough in these conditions. As the ball is spilled out of that scrum, it looks like the referee will just ask them to restart it there. Okay, so this will be SGS put in at the scrum again. So as we said, we just need a moment of calm for SGS to think here, don't we? Just having that minute to compose themselves, have a really good scrum and build that confidence again after what was a fantastic Truro try.
Yeah, I think they all need to talk to each other a bit more. That seems to be something they're lacking, the communication. They don't seem to be working in pairs. They just seem to be going off by themselves a bit.
Absolutely, yeah. That was try scorer Ethan Williams doing well to bring that ball out, but again, that was looked to be a knock-on from SGS. So we go back to the scrum, and as we say, it's time just to give yourself a moment. SGS really needs something to go their way after these last 5 minutes.
Yes.
Been stuck in their own half for a long time now.
Yeah, they will not be thankful for the backs knocking it forward. They'll be hoping we get a bit further this time. Or at least I would be.
Yeah. Okay, and that is a good scrum there from SGS, but just popped out in Truro's favour, as you can see here, offloading from our pitch side camera. And moving along those lines, going through the phase, a huge tackle there from SGS, which was well done. But that is poked through Kobe Matthews under pressure here from those SGS wide men. But managing to keep hold of that ball just about. Some really strong rucking from Truro, but looks like SGS have got the ball. They need to compose themselves here, see if they can find an opportunity to kick this and get that ball out of there and get themselves a moment of calm. And that looks to be what Evan Russell is doing at this moment in time, just to get that ball out. And he's done well there to make up some ground. Hasn't quite gone out there, so SGS do need to switch themselves back on straight away to see if they can turn this ball over. But Truro are holding firm as we speak. But those SGS forwards, again, aren't they doing well today?
Yeah, absolutely. They are on the ball every single time. You can see him moving across now.
Or just was the way through, but didn't quite manage to offload that. And that here looks to be perhaps Regan Halsey, just very thankfully it might even be Ethan Williams, putting that ball down and giving themselves a moment to compose themselves, give themselves a breather, because SGS really need a boost of confidence right now to get themselves back into this game.
Yeah, they really do. You can see them, they're talking to each other, they're picking each other up, and that's what they need right now. They need to tell each other what they need to do. They need to communicate more, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the forwards have done fantastically well so far, doing well in the scrum, really strong in that defensive work, and it looks like the backs do just need to learn from those forwards who are having a fantastic game as Evan Russell gets ready to put this into the scrum. And it wouldn't surprise me if they got this ball, big old kick down the field, make up some of that ground, and do what they can to get themselves back into the game with a score at 27-22 to Truro. However, that ball is knocked on, and another mistake there from SGS, and they will not be happy with themselves at the moment. It's something that we haven't seen a lot over the last couple of games. The win against Hartpury and the win against Cardinal Newman, there wasn't a lot of individual mistakes, but they just seem to be creeping in here in this game against Truro.
Yeah, it's the little silly mistakes that keep coming up that are knocking them down and not making them get ahead. So you can't seem to keep up with Truro right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Truro doing an excellent job of keeping the pressure on, but not quite managing to make that breakthrough towards the try line just yet. Whether it's a mix of individual mistakes or some good SGS defensive work, but they have another chance here. Almost turned over, it looked like, out of that scrum, but Truro have managed to keep hold of it as the Truro forwards look to just crash into that SGS forward line. Again, almost a little knock on there, but nothing doing. Played out a big looping pass from the Truro scrum half, trying to force it out to this wide right and make up some ground. And SGS doing really well to hold that ball firm. And given a penalty there, which we can see Joachim Haller is very happy with. Third year here at the college, Bristol Bears and England under-18s player last year, and we can see how much they needed that short break to give themselves a moment to compose themselves, kick for touch, and get some more ground back to give themselves a chance to go back to this game. But you can see the SGS sub running the line there, just hold his head in his hands after the kick from Regan Halsey does not go out, and again that's going to be Truro's game. Right, there we go. So just adjusting our cameras there. The sunshine is trying to break through here. And we will probably have to make an adjustment just again very soon, because there are some black clouds in the sky. We've managed to somehow escape the rain for much of this game, despite being a really slippery ground. Difficult conditions to play rugby in today, but doing well so far as SGS have a scrum just past the halfway line. This feels like unfamiliar territory after the last 5 minutes, Erin.
Yeah. Don't know what side this pitch is on. I'm a bit confused. What's going on?
Well, maybe that getting over the halfway line, that burst of sunshine will give them the confidence they need as Evan Russell puts in for this scrum. And it's played out well there. But again, a loose ball. It's punted forward by the Truro wing, but Zach Radforth does really well there to slide in and collect that ball. What a fantastic step in by the SGS winger. Managed to keep hold of that and avoid the turnover despite being surrounded by other Truro players. So that's done really well there. SGS trying to get some composure in their rucks, and it looks like they're going to go for the kick here with Evan Russell just sliding that out. Is there a name for that Erin? I keep wanting to call it the caterpillar, but I don't know if there is a name for it. We see it lots nowadays, but you're probably more up to the rugby terminology than I am.
I just keep calling it kicking off the back of the ruck.
There we go. Maybe we'll go for that. Maybe a caterpillar. What a silly idea.
Caterpillar. I just think of when all the forwards pile onto the back of the ruck.
But it has given SGS some ground here, allowed Evan Russell to kick for touch, and that will be a Truro line out. So we are nearing about midway through this second half, and after the scores in the first half, it's actually been quite a dry second half for both sides. Not much in the name of scoring in the last 10 minutes or so. Something SGS really need to change if they're going to get back into this game.
Yeah, even though Truro has been within their try line for a long time, SGS's defence has kept them at bay, so they have not been able to score.
Yeah, we've got probably about 15 minutes left in this second half. So still plenty of time for SGS to get back into this. They need to hold Truro at bay. And if they're going to do it, that's how you do it with the scrum. Truro planning to get that out as soon as they could. Those SGS forwards really doing the good work that they've been doing for the rest of this game. But Truro making their way forward and struggling to being brought down. That's Joe Edwards, who's really trying to bring that into his into his possession. It looks slightly forward from Joachim Höller, but the referee has not given that. Bit of a clatter against the knee for Ethan Williams, our try scorer for today, but he's back up and ready to go again as Evan Russell offloads. Passes to Aled Evans, the captain, but he's just spilled that again. Losing count of these knock-ons now, Erin.
Yeah, silly mistakes. I don't quite see. Maybe the ball's a bit slippy from the wet grass. We'll use that excuse.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. But yeah, it's something that they really need to think about going into these final 10 to 15 minutes of the game, because it's been, as we said, it's been mistake after mistake at the moment over these last 10 minutes or so, and it's something that needs to change if SGS are to get their way back into this game. Just 5 points off at the minute. So converted try, and they are right back in front of this game. Another strong scrum there from SGS with Evan Russell just moving his way forward. That's turned over. Not turned over. Picked up by Truro, who tried to kick. A big pass out wide, loose pass there by Regan Halsey, picked up by Ethan Williams, scorer of SGS's try in this second half. And SGS again look to compose themselves and offload. That's passed on to Taylor Coles, hooker for today, doing well to make up some ground. SGS just trying to find their way, just trying to find the gaps in that Truro defence, feeling a little bit messy as they try to find their ways forward. And again, big tackle there from those Truro defensive lines.
Yeah, feeding it through the fours, they do seem to keep going back into those crowded areas, though.
Yeah, it feels like they need to use their width a little bit more. Potentially get it out to Zach Radforth and Kobe Matthews, who have both had a good few weeks playing for SGS, especially in last week's game against Cardinal Newman. So just as a reminder, as we prepare for this scrum, the score sits at 27-22 to Truro today. SGS in good form with wins in their last 2 weeks against Hartpury and Cardinal Newman, beating Hartpury for the first time in this ACE League, which was a really good result for them, 8-7. If you're interested in playing rugby at SGS, we have an open evening tonight at 5:30 and a taste today on the 30th of October, which you can keep up to date with on our SGS Rugby socials for Instagram. We've just been told it's called a caterpillar ruck.
He was right.
Thank
I've been
you
informed.
very much. Oh, brilliant. Okay, I don't feel so silly anymore. If you are just joining us, the score sits at 27-22. SGS doing well to move the ball out wide. Looks like that did go backwards, though. So the referee hasn't called that out for a knock-on as Kobe Matthews does well to keep hold of that ball. Evan Russell offloading there to Darius Kakachi and doing well again to find the width. I think they were listening to us, Erin, telling them to use the width a little bit more. And that is... looks to be Zach Radford trying to find the gaps, but struggling to get through there. Again, passing it now off to the forwards to our number 2, Taylor Coles, who tries to find that space and force his way through. But that is a big tackle and looks to be knocked on yet again. And unfortunately, the referee has called a stop to proceedings there, has he?
I believe so.
That seems to have stopped rather early, if he has paused that there.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe he has. Yep. Okay.
Wow.
I mean, it must be us with some dodgy timekeeping. But that then leaves the game at 27-22 to Truro. Real tough loss for SGS after what was a good first half, but unfortunately not quite managing to bring themselves back into the game. That was a tough last 10-15 minutes for SGS, wasn't it, Erin?
Yeah. For the forwards, they put in a big shift in there. It was hard work, passing it back. However, I do think they'll be thankful that he has stopped the game, because it seems like the heavens has opened now.
Yeah, the rain is coming down hard, which will be fun for our sports media students packing down this live stream. So just some final few things before we finish up for the game. So today's live stream has been brought to you by SGS College sports media students, both at level 3 and degree level. And if you're interested in studying sports media or any of our courses that we have here at the college, we have an academic open day on Saturday, this Saturday coming up, which you can sign up for on our website and register your interest. If it's rugby that you're also interested in, we have an open evening tonight at 5:30 in our main building on our Wise campus, and a taster day on the 30th of October, and there will be updates on that taster day on social media, on Instagram at SGS_college_rugby. So final thing is to just say thank you to everyone that was involved in this stream today. Thank you, Erin, for commentating next to me.
Thank you.
Thank you to everyone else who's been vision mixing, on cameras, doing our halftime show, setting up, packing down, cabling, doing everything, and all the hard work that goes into this live stream. We did manage to get commentary to you in the end, which was a relief. So yeah, thank you very much for joining us, and we will see you next time.